much, you guys. Thank you. It's a little late. I'm up from Boston. It's a little late for me. I actually I grabbed a coffee at about 7:30 tonight, and the lady was like, "Oh, coffee at 7:30. You're going to be up all night." And I was like, "I've done cocaine. I don't know what you think is in this coffee, but it is not 100% Colombian as advertised." And I get apparently that cocaine jokes are cool with some of you guys. I get it. It can be weird. It can be weird. You talk about weed or booze on stage, people are like, "Woo!" You talk about coke, people are like, "Why are you talking about coke? Do you have any?" "No." "Then shut up." And you're like, I didn't realize. That's the thing. I'm 31 now. I don't do any of that anymore. But when I was about 19, 20 years old, I dated a girl who went to art school. So because of that, I tried all of the drugs. That's where they all are, if anybody's wondering. I think RISD's right down the street. We can go, and they have them all. That's actually how they do their art, is they take a bunch of drugs, right? And then they get clean, paint some not so good shit, and then they relapse, paint some really good shit, and then they die and sell art. And that's how art works. But I was hanging out at the art school one day, and this guy comes up to me, goes, "Hey man, you want to do some coke?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah." And he goes, "Well, I don't have any." I was like, "Well, that's mean. Why would you?" He goes, No, I can get some if you drive me to Worcester to get some." And this was from Portland, Maine, too. And I was just like, "I don't want to do that just because that's bad business practice. That's like going into an Apple store and they're like, 'Hey, you want a free iPhone?' And you're like, 'Fuck yeah.' And they're like, 'Well, let's go to China and get one then.'" And you just get there and you see all the sweatshops and shit, and you're like, I don't think I want an iPhone anymore." That's what it's like going to Worcester. So I'm driving this guy to Worcester, and he's telling me all his drug dealer ideas. I don't know if anybody's hung out with a drug dealer for a long amount of time, but they're kind of like strippers who are like, "This isn't my real plan." And he's just like, I'm going to make a box company, but it's a different kind of box. You don't put things in it, you put things on it. And I was like, "That's a table. You're not going to do any of that. I'm pretty sure you're going to sell drugs. That's what you do." And then we get to Worcester, and he goes, "Hey, I got to tell you, we're not going to the guy's house." And for a second, I was like, "Oh, thank God." And he goes, "We're going to a road." And I was like, "Fuck, that's not better." He goes, "No, this is what's going to happen. We're going to drive along this road. He's going to pass by us. We're going to whip around. We're going to catch up to him. We're going to pull up beside him. I'm going to take this softball of money, throw it into his window. He's going to take a softball of cocaine, throw it into our window." And then the craziest thing is that all worked perfectly. That's not how that story should end. That should end with like, "And then the police solved the easiest crime ever." Just like, "How'd you know what happened?" "Well, there was a giant plume of cocaine and 2 wrecked cars and money everywhere. This one fucking solved itself." But nope, straight back to Maine, doing a bunch of coke. That's how that story ends. But that same guy one time, he sold me and my art school girlfriend, he sold us some acid. And I'm going to assume some of you in the band don't know how acid works, but it's usually like a little piece of paper and you take a little drop of the liquid and you put it on it. But I think this guy was like, "Save time, dunk it in." Because it was just way more than we were looking to get it. Like, I had done acid before, but we both took like one little hit and it was just like, it was like being on a roller coaster that just kept clicking up. And you're like, eventually we're gonna go down. And then it just keeps clicking up and you're like, "Never mind, stop the ride. I cannot, no, I'll walk back from here. I'm sorry I got on." And so we're just in our apartment, and it's this apartment, and it just keeps getting skinnier, and we're just like, "Fuck, we gotta get at it." Like, I don't know if anybody, is that a baby? No. Or is this a fucking flashback for me? Okay. Good to know. Now I know what's coming next. All right. So we're just in this tiny apartment, just keeps getting small. I don't know if anybody's ever done acid before, but if you have, you know that feeling of going, did that wall just move over here? And so we decided we got to get out of the apartment, and we go up to a place. We go outside to a place called the Western Prom in Portland, Maine. You can kind of look out over the whole city. Before we go, we pack a bag. We're like, we're going to need to bring things with us, like weapons. We're going to need these nunchucks that I bought in Bar Harbor. We're going to need these. We're going to need the best of the Spin Doctors. We should bring that. No CD player, but for sure bring a CD. Just that and a fucking North Face duffel bag going out there. So we get out there and we're laying on this grass looking out over the whole city, and about a half hour in she looks at me and she goes, hey, does it feel like if you let go of the grass you're going to fall into the sky? And I was like, thank you for saying something. Yes! And so we decided, like, we got to get out of here. We got to leave. And so we go to get up, and we're just like, don't let go. Just don't let go. Just very carefully. Okay, grip with your toes. Grip with your toes. And then we walk back, and we get back to the apartment. And by this time, it's a shoebox. And we're just like walking in, like, this place is tiny. I thought we rented a bigger place. And we get in there, and then we decide we talk it over, and we're like, I think the only way we can get through this is have sex. I think that's the only way to handle this. Yeah, right. Because we had plaid sheets. I don't know if anybody's ever been on acid and looked at plaid before. It's not. I was just on top of her going, I'm fucking melting into this shit. I don't know where my fingers end and the plaid begins. And then just every 3 seconds I was looking at her going, did I just come? She's like, no, you didn't come. And then 3 seconds later, I'd be like, did I just come? And she's like, you just asked that 3 seconds ago. I was like, it's been a lifetime for me. I've met our kids, they're great. And then weird moral to the story, never came. Never came. That's something acid helps you with, but I say try it. Also, I'm kind of glad. I don't know how I would have dealt with that on acid. It was just like, no! Those were all my friends! I named them all. Like, if I had come on acid that night, I would have a little jar of that cum hanging around my neck today. Oh, these are my kids I never had. But that didn't happen. I'm not with her anymore, actually. We're not together, me and our school girlfriend, but I do have a new lady in my life. We've been together a couple years, and we actually just got engaged a couple weeks ago. Thank you, sir. Don't clap too much. It's my third engagement. Never married though. Always the fiance, never the groom. But we met online, and I'm happy to say that we met online. Anybody else here meet online tonight? No? Oh, yeah. A couple of people telling the truth in the back, and the rest of you are fucking liars. That's great. Even if you guys didn't meet on Tinder or something, you met each other and you immediately went home and were like, I gotta find out everything about this person. Like you met online. Yes, that is true. But me and my fiance, we met online. She doesn't know that, but we did. We met online. No, she thinks I found her dog, but nope, we met online. Google Earth, hell of a website, great way to meet people. I say check it out. Thank you guys so much.